Most people are not broke because they are lazy. They are broke because they do not know about the loopholes that exist for them. I'm talking about rent paid, debt erased, tax-free checks, and lifetime money sitting right inside the US military system, but nobody ever told you about it. The truth is, both civilians and soldiers are missing out on life-changing plays every single day, and it drives me crazy because I have lived both sides. I have been the broke guy doing 2-3 jobs trying to make ends meet, and I have been the veteran getting paid every single month $4,500 tax-free while helping other people get a piece too. The difference between those two versions of me is not luck, it is information. So let's talk about the mistakes that keep people broke, both the ones who never join the US military and the ones who do join but never learn the game. Because if you understand this before you sign that contract, or even if you are already saving, you can flip your whole financial life around. On this channel, I show you how 3 years, only 3 years, can buy you a lifetime back. So subscribe. Let me start with what I see every day in the civilian world. People working themselves into the ground. Warehouse jobs, restaurant jobs, Uber, DoorDash, security, retail, everything stacked together just to survive. You finish a 12-hour shift, you eat fast food, you sleep 4 hours, then you wake up and do it again. And what do you have at the end of the month? Maybe $3,000, $3,500 if you are lucky. Out of that, you pay rent, you pay taxes, you pay insurance, you buy groceries, you blink and it is gone. You have worked every hour of your week, but you have built nothing. That is what I call the treadmill life. Now, here is the crazy part. That same person could join the US military and make the same $3,000 to $4,000 a month, but without paying rent, without paying for healthcare, without paying for school. The math is insane. A private in the military with housing allowance, food allowance, and basic pay can easily be bringing in what a civilian makes working 2 to 3 jobs, but with stability, with benefits, and with a path forward. The difference is that civilians do not do the math. They only look at the surface level paycheck. They do not factor the invisible money, the things that the military covers for you. When you add everything together, your pay, your housing, your food, your medical, your tuition, your VA benefits, you are easily sitting on $60,000, $70,000, sometimes $80,000 in total yearly value. But nobody tells you that. They tell you the military does not pay enough. And you believe it because you are only looking at the base pay number. That is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is joining blind. I see this all the time. Young people sign a contract because the recruiter sounded cool and looked friendly, or because they wanted to get out of the town, but they never learn the game. They never learn how to pick the right MOS, the right branch, the right contract, or even the right status between active and reserve. They just sign. That is like walking into a casino, putting your entire life on the table and hoping you get lucky. If you are watching this before you join, hear me out. You need to know what you are signing for. If you have nothing going on for yourself in the civilian world, no career, no degree, no solid plan, nothing, you then go active duty. Go all in, give 3 or 4 years of your life, stack your benefits, and get out with leverage. That's what I did. But if you already have a decent civilian life, maybe a career, maybe you are in school, maybe you are making good, extra good money, then the reserve or national guard might be the smarter option for you. That way, you get the benefit without losing your current momentum. It is not about one being better than the other. It is about knowing which one fits your life. And here is something that almost nobody talks about. Your BAH, basic allowance for housing. That is the quiet money most people ignore. If you are married or have dependents, and yes, that can include your spouse, your kids, or sometimes even your parents you support, you can receive BAH from the very first day you start basic training, and the government is already paying you to provide for your family. And that amount can be real money, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, or even $4,000 a month, depending on where your family lives. Guys who got married before they joined, and that single decision completely changed their finances, because while they were in training, that BAH money was hitting every month. And since they were not paying rent during training, they could save or invest most of it. Nobody asked them for receipts. Nobody asked them to show how they use it. It was their money. The system is designed for you to provide for your family. So I'm not telling you to just marry just to marry. Marry for love and with strategy. You can also use that period to get ahead. That is the kind of play I teach, not shady stuff. just knowing the rules and using them wisely. So I repeat, I'm not telling you just to marry for that money. Marry strategically. If you are planning to marry the girl or your man anyway, just do it before you get to, in the military, because what is the point anyway? It's still the same thing. 6 months before and after won't change anything. Now, let's talk about another secret that turns average soldiers into millionaires later: the security clearance. Most people think your MOS is the only thing that matters. Wrong. The clearance you get can be worth $50,000 to $100,000 more per year once you transition to the civilian world. Employers fight over veterans with clearances because those jobs require trust and background checks that most civilians cannot pass. I'm a living proof. So if you qualify, pick a job that gets you that clearance. You do not have to keep it forever. Just having it once can open doors that stay open for years. That is job security money people do not factor in. And then comes the big one, VA disability compensation. This is the part that blew my mind when I first learned about it. Every person who serves pays a physical price. Your back, your knees, your hearing, your sleep. Something goes. The VA compensates you for that. That means if you do your paperwork right, if you document your issues, if you file your claims, you could be collecting thousands every single month for the rest of your life. I'm talking about 4,500 every month, hitting like clockwork. I get that money right now, every month. It is my compensation for service, and I use that as leverage, not as a crutch. That money covers my bills, funds my investment, and gives me freedom. I see veterans walking around with injuries, stress, sleepless nights, and they never file, they never document. Pride keeps them broke. Pride does not pay bills. The system is there to compensate you for what you gave. Use it. And then there is one more thing that most people have never heard of: VA debt forgiveness. The VA can literally clear your student loan debt. I had nearly $50,000 in student loan at the time. It was gone, wiped clean, not paused, not reduced, gone. Because veterans with service-connected disabilities qualify for a full discharge. You do not have to pay a single dollar back. Imagine that. You see civilians crying on TV about student loan relief, signing petitions, waiting for politicians to fix their life. And meanwhile, veterans like me who filed right are getting those same debts erased quietly. That alone can change your whole financial story. You see where I'm going with this, right? The military has loopholes, layers, systems built inside it that pay you in ways civilians cannot imagine. But nobody teaches you how to use them. And that is the biggest mistake soldiers make. They go in blind, they serve, they get out, and they never learn the game. They miss the housing allowance, they miss the dependent benefits, they miss the tuition assistance, they miss the disability pay, they even miss the student loan forgiveness. They did the hard part already, they served, but they never learned the paperwork. That is like winning a race and leaving your trophy on the track. Here's the thing, all this information I just gave you is what most people pay consultants or veteran experts to learn. I give it away because I remember being broke and lost. But if you want to go deeper, step by step, I built a place for that. It is my school community. That is where I teach everything from choosing the right MOS before you join, to filing the right paperwork when you get out, or even when you are in the military, to stacking every single benefit you are owed. Now, I know what you are thinking. $44 a month, right? That might sound like a lot if you are broke right now. I get it, but I want you to think like an investor, not a victim. If you believe what I teach you can get you even one of the benefits I just talked about, whether it is BAH, disability pay, or student loan forgiveness, how much is that worth for you? Let's say you learn one thing that helps you get an extra $1,000 a month. That is $12,000 a year, right? You divide that by $44 that you are paying to get in, and your return on investment is ridiculous. So do not focus on the $44. Focus on what you get back, because the truth is, people drop $44 every weekend on Uber Eats or on a pair of jeans, on nonsense. That money is gone forever. But this $44, this could change how you set up your whole career. It is not charity, it is strategy. You can be like the people I see every week. Tired, overworked, still broke, still chasing checks that disappear. Or you can learn the system and use it, because the military does not just exist to take your time. It exists to give you leverage if you play it right. I'm not saying join just for money. I'm saying be strategic. If you are going to give 3 or 4 years of your life, make those years build you something: benefit, discipline, freedom, leverage, because that is how you turn a short-term sacrifice into a lifetime bag. And let me say this to the ones already saving: it is not too late. You can still document your injuries. You can still file your claims. You can still fix your paperwork. You can still claim dependents. You can still get your student loan erased. I have helped people do it years after they got out. The system is complicated, but it is not closed. You just need to know where to look and what to ask for. I see people who served 4 years, got nothing, and left thinking they wasted the time. Meanwhile, the ones who learned the system are out here buying homes, getting checks, going back to school for free, traveling, and living with peace. Same service they did, same uniform, two completely different outcomes. The difference is not luck, it is knowledge. And that is why I make these videos, because nobody told me this when I started. Nobody said, hey, pick the job with the clearance, marry your girl before you join, file for BAH while you are in training, keep your medical records, file your VA claim the day you get out. I had to learn all of that the hard way. But now that I know it, I'm giving it to you so you do not make the same mistakes. Let me make this plain. If you are working 2 or 3 jobs right now, grinding yourself into the ground for $3,000 a month, the military is sitting right there. You could be earning that same money, stacking benefits, getting healthcare, housing, and tuition all covered, and setting yourself up for lifelong pay. The math is simple. You are working harder, but you are earning less. You are burning out, but building nothing. And that is why I say the biggest mistake is not laziness, it is ignorance. If you are serious about getting out of that cycle, I'm serious about helping you. I built my school community for exactly that reason. You will find the blueprint, the plays, the mentorship, and the real-life examples of how to turn your service into freedom. It is not hype, it is not a scam, it is the system, and you deserve to know it. So here's my challenge to you. Stop surviving, start learning. Stop saying $44 is too much. Start asking yourself, what is my return if I invest in myself? Stop working 3 jobs that go nowhere. Start building one plan that sets you free. Because whether you are a civilian thinking about joining or a soldier already serving, there are only 2 kinds of people in this game. The ones who give the time and leave empty-handed, and the ones who learn the system and get paid for life. Which one do you want to be? If this helped you, subscribe for more plays that turn service into freedom. Drop a comment if you have any questions and I will answer them. The link to my school community is in the description below. That is where we break it all down step by step. Thank you for watching till the end. Peace. I'm gone.